Hey there everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Persona 5, episode 101. Last episode, oh my god, last episode was amazing. Last episode, they hit me with a 1-2 punch of like two of possibly the best scenes in the entire game. First, the like reveal of, you know, Akechi and just how much he's been on to us, which we kind of knew already, but man, I was not fully prepared for that. And then two, the absolute just heart-rending, you know, scene of Sojiro trapped between so many obligations and just doing his best. So, Futaba, I'm going to bed. You just gonna stand there and watch me sleep? Because I really don't feel like you should come to bed with me. You know, Sojiro is kinda emotional right now. It's late already. Is Sojiro still awake? This is kind of awkward. Yeah, go home or he will worry. Absolutely. I'm gonna go home. Night. I'm sure if I had offered to let her stay on the couch, that would have done something, but I've got to do it from the way that I feel. I feel like Kaizen is like empathetic enough to others' feelings that, you know, I really Sojiro's always already on an edge enough. I do not want, you know, Futaba spending the night in my room. Oh my god. Despite the fact I'm really curious what would actually happen if I had said that. It's so tough whenever you want to do one thing. And, you know, but in the interest of the character, you have to take the wiser road. 'Cause I really want to know what would have happened.
That concludes the speech given by Representative Masayoshi Shido, who may be forming a new party.
Shido, I think that is the bald guy.
We now resume our coverage of the Phantom
Now it's
Thieves,
interesting
the
that everyone had
Mr. Okumura's death and others.
It's interesting that everyone had such a positive outlook towards Shido, and then Sojiro's response is, ugh. I almost wonder if Shido is the reason he had to get out of politics so quick.
The police have designated the Phantom Thieves as the country's most wanted fugitives, and have decided to reward anyone with information leading to the capture of the Phantom Thieves.
Interesting.
Look. Those who provide information will be offered a reward of 30 million yen.
That is quite the reward. How? Holy crap. I know a yen is way less than a dollar, but it's not that much less. 30 million yen is still like at least $30,000, I think.
And considering the high amount, it shows how extraordinary the situation has become. Reward money will be supplied by the police and the families of the victims. Further,
if I report you to the police and they arrest you, I supposedly get 30 million yen for it.
Only if we get caught.
I hope you understand the situation you're in.
I didn't figure he'd think that was very joking.
Even people who didn't have an interest before will be on the lookout for the Phantom Thieves. And it'll happen every day, even at school.
So we just gotta clear our name.
Why did this happen? I see.
I was gonna say, that's the most honest answer I can give of the three that was given there.
Well, how do I put this? I'm sorry I didn't realize it. It's also my responsibility that this happened.
That's a very different response than I thought he would give, to be quite honest.
All I can do now is give you shelter.
And give me peace.
Just don't become desperate and do something reckless, all right?
Oh no, if I'm gonna wreck, I'm gonna be full of wrecking. You gotta trust me, man.
I won't sell you out. As long as you're here, there's nothing to worry about.
I believe in you, Soji.
I feel bad about what we've done to the chief. I'm responsible too.
Did you see that reward? Perhaps we put too much pressure on them. With this, The Phantom Thieves have become public enemy #1.
It is interesting that they don't actually know who we are, except for Akechi.
Exactly. That will be when their curtain falls.
Hey, great!
Man, I can't believe how big the bounty is. We still have the Phantom Thieves ourselves. Akechi used to go to the school, right? Yeah, but there's been too many mental shutdowns as it is. Probably be the end of us if we start sniffing around now. But 30 million yen, man, just dream a little. One in the afternoon. Yo, you see the news? I brace myself for the possibility. Now, the 30 million yen actually raises the possibility that it could be Yusuke, because he is so terribly impoverished. Actually, having a wanted notice out for us feels kind of weird. I'm not sure we're gonna get away this time. Our backs are truly against the wall now. Yeah, guys, discussing it here won't do any good though. Let's talk more in person.
We're wanted now.
We certainly are, Ryuji.
And the reward's 30 million yen? What is this, a comic book?
It's a pretty awesome one.
It feels so unrealistic, I can't help but laugh.
We're finally being treated as actual criminals.
I'm positive now. Remember all of those what-ifs I mentioned before? All of this was truly set up.
It certainly seems that way, yeah.
How President Okumura ranked first, the Fad before that, even Medjed. It was all to make the Phantom Thieves famous. On top of that, we were lured to target Okumura.
I still feel like we would have targeted Kumara regardless, because the real thing that made us pull the trigger on that was that Sai had linked Okumura to the mental shutdowns. That I really don't think that we consider it any more than a, oh, this guy's kind of interesting, we should look into him, based on the fan site. It was Sai's research that really made us go.
Yeah. The enemy likely planned to lay the blame on us from the start, after we gained popularity.
Then what about everything we've done until now?
What about it?
Are the people whose hearts we changed and thought were corrupt actually not?
Well, no, they very obviously were.
No, because of Yusuke and I, the Madarame and Kaneshiro cases were coincidental. Wasn't that the case with Kamoshida, too?
What do you mean coincidental?
Considering what happened with the rankings, only the previous target would have been used to lure us.
The previous I really don't know what she's getting at here.
What a cheap trick to use.
Cheap? It's nothing of the sort.
No, it's a pretty good trick, actually.
There's the fake Medjed and the site's altercation. They might have even engineered the Fad around us. So much time and effort has been put into this. President Okumura probably wasn't their only target.
No, they just wanted a convenient way to get him out of the picture.
Perhaps they intend to place all blame of past and future psychotic breakdowns on our group.
That's why I said we shouldn't jump into things so carelessly.
Well, we kinda didn't.
What, so this is my fault? Even you agreed to it in the end.
No one even brought up your name, Ryuji.
And there was that thing with Haru at the time. How are we supposed to ignore that, huh?
I'm sorry. This was all because I one-sidedly decided that my father was a criminal.
Guys, stop blaming each other.
All I could think about was my fiancé. If I had only been able to cope with it more calmly.
No, we were being set up. It didn't matter. If that didn't work, they would have done something else.
Haru?
It's not Haru's fault. I should have spoken up too when Principal Kobayakawa died.
What do you mean spoken up? Who would you say? What would you say?
Damn it! This is bullshit! God! Fuck!
Ryuji, calm down. There are people in the store below us.
Ryuji! Taking out your frustration on things doesn't help anyone.
Hey, what do you think? did we lose?
We haven't lost yet.
What did we do wrong?
You didn't do anything wrong. Yeah.
It's probably because we weren't acting like ourselves.
What do you mean we weren't acting nice? I still don't feel like we did anything wrong, honestly.
Agreed. At the time, we only cared about the opinion of the general public.
Again, maybe I'm just misremembering things, but I really don't feel like the fan site affected us that much. It was Sai, you know, saying that that person was linked to the mental shutdowns that made us go after him. The fan site was just a kind of, oh, that's an interesting coincidence. And I think we were planning on looking into him beforehand, but the real reason we went after him was because Sai identified him. And we wanted to know about the mental shutdown case, because it was related to Futaba. So, saying that we only cared about the opinion of the control public, that was like the last thing we cared about. At least, that was the last thing I cared about.
Yeah, that really is it. I was so caught up in making a name for ourselves.
See, this is the problem. They gave me a situation where there were multiple reasons for me to do something, and then we get to this part of the game, and they act like my reason was this when it wasn't.
I'm such an idiot! I became a Phantom Thief because I hated those same kinds of adults!
To think we had begun clinging onto fame and a place to belong, but our eyes had become clouded.
We were meant to be the righteous Phantom Thieves, but we lost sight of our original cause.
This could be a really awesome scene, except again, I really feel like they made it vague enough before that now that they're trying to drop the scene on me, my response is just, nuh-uh. I'm
so irritated with myself. Makoto.
Damn it! I know that we've been set up, and that I was a complete idiot too!
Yeah, but again, you're not an idiot for the reasons you think you are.
But still, it's so damn frustrating! Of course I want to do something about this!
Yeah. We'll be in deep water at this rate. However, we have no idea who we're up against, and whether they're an individual or an organization.
That is true.
Furthermore, they must be in a position of power, or have powerful backers if they can go so far.
Are we really a match for this?
We're gonna have to be, guys. We have two choices at this point. We can either just give up, or we can fight back.
Should we end this now? I mean, things might get worse for everyone.
Hey, what should we do?
Yeah, we're not out for the count yet.
Yeah. Running away with our tails between our legs is exactly what they want.
Don't forget, just yesterday we got Akechi agreeing to share information, and Akechi's actually seen the perpetrator. So, acting like there's no... Here's what we know. We know the perpetrator actually enters the metaverse.
That's the same as dumping our aesthetics again, because we only care about our hides.
I see.
I take back what I just said. I can't let it end like this.
Guys, seriously though, keep your voices down. There are people downstairs.
Absolutely not like this.
My god, we are some of the worst undercover people ever.
Looks like we're settled on what we want to do. All that's left is how we go about it.
Yeah.
We need to get with Akechi, find out what he knows. Man, guys, can you please stop taking my after-school time? I need to hang out with my friends.
Yo.
Hey, it's me. About me yelling earlier. Being framed, it added it's all felt like such bullshit. I lost it, and, well, I'm sorry. I know how you feel, man.
Huh?
You too? It's confused. We're running criminals now. Maybe I haven't changed at all since that time I went up with Kamishita. I just want to be a fan thief because I thought even someone like me could be a hero. It made me so happy to be depended on. I guess it all went straight to my head.
And again.
And I thought I could do anything if it was for the sake of justice, but well, that made me no different from our targets. I called them shitbags, but I must be the shittiest of shitbags. I can't even joke about it. Hudson? Man, you're right. I'm start by changing who I am now. Thanks. I feel like I can think straight again. Oh, I scared Haruo Futaba, didn't I? I'll have to apologize to him soon.
See ya.
It's interesting. Is he because he's my one rank 10? Is that the reason he called me? Nope, everyone's calling me. I got a message from Akechi-kun. He wants us to gather at LeBlanc tomorrow after school. Who does he think he is trying to boss us around like that? Tomorrow? Well, that's awfully sudden. This is directly after the reward announcement. There's a calculated reason for this, too. We'll be okay, right? We'll manage, absolutely. Yeah, we're gonna overcome this, together. Regardless, I don't want anyone disturbing our pace anymore. Let's go about this calmly. See you all tomorrow. Kitty. No. There's no point in fretting about it now, though. Let's just stay calm and wait for tomorrow. Can I please go out? You've been taking away my evenings for, like, all week.
Okay. Hey!
No! God damn it! It's Thursday. I haven't been able to go outside since Sunday. Stop making me a prisoner, Mona.
Hey!
Mona is keeping me trapped. Can't know without a trial. Death penalty, execute! 30 million yen, oh my god.
An issue in which criminals do whatever they want under the name of justice cannot be left alone.
Oh, now you're talking about it.
Only now does the government speak of taking countermeasures. But their actions are too little, too late. The government as it stands has been left behind the times. It is obsolete. If this is a ship that's bound to a rotting dock and destined to sink, we might as well destroy it once. Let us end this chaos through my hands and yours.
I kind of like his glasses.
He's a politician of the ruling party, isn't he?
I heard they're splitting up to form a new party, so an election might come before the year's end.
Interesting. The ruling party's breaking apart. Like a guild in World of Warcraft or something.
I'm gonna vote this time for sure. This man has my support.
You haven't voted until now? That's problematic as a member of society, you know.
Politics just never interested me before. But this politician seems pretty amazing.
Yeah, he seems that way.
He's passionate and thinks of the future. I mean, someone like that should be prime minister.
That's certainly what he wants to be.
I'm definitely voting for him.
Well, I suppose that makes sense, since the other politicians seem so unreliable.
And...
When you say that you want us to cooperate with you, what exactly do you intend
Wait,
us
we're
to
talking
do?
to him down here where anyone can just walk in?
That's a good question. But might I have a cup of coffee first?
Quit effing around.
Ryuji, it's a coffee shop, it's fine.
Please keep this short.
There's a bounty for information in addition to the arrest warrant. Those are quite desperate measures.
They are indeed.
I'm referring to Sai-san's actions. I assume all of you were at your wits' end as well.
We were yesterday, but you're too late. We have gathered our wits.
She must be considerably vexed if she's gone that far. Make headlines with the arrest warrant, then use incentives to get testimonies. It's not a bad method.
The police have nothing on us. There's no way they can make an arrest.
True. I'm the only one who's ascertained your true identities.
That's not true at all. There's actually several that have, but they're all on my side.
However, the groundwork for fabricating testimonies and concocting a culprit are underway.
I can't believe Sai would do that. I'm pretty sure that's really hard for Makoto to hear.
We don't care about that self-gratification. Get on with it.
I'll be blunt. I'm thinking of triggering a change of heart in Sai-san. I've already discovered that she has a palace.
Wow. Actually, with all the groundwork they've been laying about how she's willing to fabricate testimony and how she's more interested in getting a conviction than getting the truth, that is not a bad... And we already knew that she got a calling card. When I saw that at the beginning of the chapter, I actually thought it was a fabricated card, similar to the one that they found in Principal Kobayakawa's office. But it is possible this is an actual palace coming up. Will I be arrested before or after the change of heart for Sai?
Huh? Really?
Is this to prevent the investigation agency's recklessness?
Precisely.
Still, there's no need to change her heart just for that.
A change of heart's a pretty drastic measure.
Indeed. It's hard to believe that a single person can fabricate all that.
Unfortunately, that's not the case.
Well, how many hearts do you want me to change here, buddy?
What if I told you that those around her would turn a blind eye to false evidence?
Well, I would tell you that the Special Investigation Unit is corrupt to the core.
You saying the police would do such a thing?
It seems they're more trusted than I thought. Their priority is settling the situation. They don't care who the supposed culprit is.
Well, that's... I mean, me as, you know, someone that's been around the world and seen as much as I have, I'm not surprised. But man, for high schoolers, because in high school you have a certain amount of wide-eyed innocence. That's going to be like bringing their whole world crashing down.
No.
They're completely rotten.
My objective is to find the true culprit. That must be the case for all of you, too.
Absolutely.
However, the current situation is extremely bad.
If worst comes to worst, someone unrelated will be set up as the culprit, huh?
As it stands right now. Okay, I'm actually getting behind the whole change Sai's heart. We just have to take additional measures in order to make sure that the true culprit doesn't cause Sai to die.
Our only solution to this is to make Sai-san come to her senses. If she's in her right mind, she can stop this situation. Her sense of justice wouldn't allow it.
So here's the question, here's the problem. Every time we defeat someone's shadow and take the treasure, their palace starts to crumble and collapse. But that doesn't kill their shadow, because if it did, it would cause a mental shutdown. So how do we stick around to make sure that nothing happens to their shadow, while also getting out of the palace to make sure we don't die?
So that's why.
The truth will be covered up, and an innocent civilian's life will be destroyed. I can't allow such a thing to happen. My own ethics won't stand for it.
Well, I support that.
I mean, I guess I can understand how you feel.
And changing Sai-san's heart will be to protect her as well.
How do you mean?
If the true culprit were to learn that she's responsible for the investigation, what would happen?
Well, the true culprit is in politics. The true culprit would influence Sai in order to lead her away from the... or possibly kill her? I don't know if she would kill him, though.
I'm certain they'll aim for her life. She's the perfect target to place blame on the Phantom Thieves.
Exactly what I was just saying. We'll have to take countermeasures to make sure that Sai isn't killed the same way that Akumura was killed.
So how about it? Will you agree to my plan?
Well, how do we protect her? That's the one thing you haven't covered.
Even though you're particular about being just, you're willing to get your hands dirty?
No, he's willing to get our hands dirty.
It can't be helped in order to ascertain the truth.
Reach out for the truth.
There is also one more merit in changing Sai-san's heart. It will become a warning to not mess with us.
Is that really a merit?
They can't go public if someone in the investigation has a change of heart. It'd show their corruption. All that's left from there is for me to discover the identity of the true culprit.
Well, that's easier said than done, unfortunately. Even though I have a pretty strong idea of who it is.
What do you mean?
You're gonna tell us to announce our disbandment once the real culprit is arrested, aren't you?
As expected from a Nijima. So, what do you say? I don't think it's a bad deal for either of us.
I have to wonder whether or not, once again, after we disband, if the Shadow Operatives will pick us up and have us just keep doing what we're doing.
Makoto, what's your take on all this?
That is the... Ryuji, you're awesome. That is exactly the right question to ask here.
It's a well-made plan. It even takes putting an end to our team into consideration.
I'm flattered to hear that.
Why are you willing to do all this, Akechi-kun? Why do you seek justice?
Because justice wants to be found.
Because of sickening human beings. Yes. My contempt for such people drives my sense of justice.
I do like how the background music went away for this particular monologue.
It isn't some grand reason like society's sake or some lofty ideal.
Okay, literature person, this is not actually a monologue. But it's a speech that, although it's directed at the other characters, it's also very much directed towards the audience.
It's simply an absurd grudge. And extremely personal. Dude.
You know, doesn't he remind you of us?
He does, to a certain extent, yeah.
Yeah, like how some disgusting adult pissed him off.
We're similar, Maybe that's why I thought that I could ask this of you all. Won't you cooperate with me on the mission to change Sai-san's heart?
I will. Yeah, it's not a bad deal. I will actually say that. Not only... I won't speak for everyone else.
Thanks. I was actually rather worried there.
With good reason.
This mission can't succeed without your cooperation, after all.
The Phantom Thieves will be disbanded, and everything will work out. I pray it does.
Oh, I do think this is probably the best solution, given the options we have.
Mako-chan.
I'm okay.
Yeah, she's the one I'm most worried about. Although, granted, Haru just had to change her father's heart, so Mako has kind of got to be okay with changing her sister's heart.
I never brought it up until now, but the reason I joined the Phantom Thieves is because I wanted to change my sister's heart. I was hoping it had never come to pass, though.
That's interesting. I didn't think she would have thought that far ahead or actually planned it.
I've also known for quite some time that she has a palace.
That makes sense, though. That's definitely something that you would check if you were thinking about it.
Why didn't you tell us?
It was too selfish of a reason. Though I was too scared to look any further into it on my own.
I do have to wonder who else that we know has a palace.
Why don't we try going there now to scope the place out?
Now?
A lot of this will be new to me, so I'd like to get myself accustomed to it too.
Wow, you certainly are not waiting around, are you, Akechi?
I'm sorry, I actually have plans today.
I see. That's unfortunate.
Will you tell your sister about this?
I can't imagine she would. This is like what she's wanted to do ever since she joined the Phantom Thieves.
Of course not. It's just...
You seem awfully evasive today. Is something the matter?
I just can't make time today.
That is very evasive. I wonder what's going on. They're definitely laying the groundwork for her to be the traitor, but I don't think she is.
Let's call it a day then, and resume this tomorrow.
God damn it, stop taking all my time, dude! I mean, I get why, but I'm just...
I'm sorry, everyone.
So many social links to finish.
Isn't Makoto acting a bit weird?
She certainly was. Yeah, no, I wonder why. This is. She's been preparing to do this with her sister ever since she joined the Phantom Thieves, so that would not be causing it.
Beats me. I hope it's just my imagination, though. Regardless, it all starts tomorrow. I hope this goes well.
A palace? In me?
So yeah, this obviously, I'm gonna get arrested before I can finish her palace.
Not only that, Goro Akechi?
I bet in her palace, I'm going to run across something that requires me to do something in the real world, which is where I'm going to get caught. Which probably means I'm going to get caught in the next episode or two.
Then the Phantom Thieves targeted me as per his advice? And he had already experienced the metaverse by the time of the Okumura case?
Although, again, that doesn't make sense, because she got a calling card from us, which means we would have to fully infiltrate her palace. I wonder how they're going to, like, force me to do the palace but not actually collect anything by this. That's interesting.
That can't be. I mean, he never said a word. Although, his attitude did change suddenly around that
Well, yeah,
time.
because you accused him.
Akechi-kun kept quiet about the most important details, and my own sister may be a phantom thief? If this is all true, I'm appalled as the commander of this operation. I alone was kept in the dark. So you became convinced of another's existence through the 2 mental shutdown cases. And if you were apprehended while falsely accused of those crimes, that villain would still be loose. That's why you targeted me? Not for your own preservation?
Yes. Yeah, that's not all.
No. If this villain does exist and is setting up your group, I would be targeted next.
There you go. That's the other part.
Did Makoto come up with that speculation?
No, Akechi did. None of these are correct. It was Akechi.
Perhaps I'm overthinking things. Hey! You need to keep your focus.
You need to not drug me.
It seems you're completely worn out. But the look on your face isn't one of defeat. Why is that?
Are we actually changing her heart right now? Because I haven't lost yet.
I'm amazed. It seems you can still talk.
I was talking 3 seconds ago. Why would I not be able to?
When you were arrested, a man at the scene told you that you were sold out, correct? Those words normally hint at the existence of a traitor.
I wonder if we planned to have me sold out. Maybe that's why I'm so calm about it.
However, if your story till now is true, one reason can be concluded. It's frustrating to admit, but at a certain point... No, most likely from the start. I was a mere puppet. Someone set up only to bear responsibility later.
Well, yep.
Someone intended your arrest, and the minimal staff directly involved were in their pocket. And if that's the case, true integrity would side with you.
So here's the question. Has her heart already been changed? I doubt it. Up to rank 6.
All right.
No, I'm jumping to conclusions.
Well, that's okay, because you've been stuck in your conclusions for a while.
I don't believe your story yet. There's something I need to confirm with you.
Alright.
Was a change of heart triggered in me?
I don't know.
What happened in the time between entering my palace and your arrest? Tell me everything.
That's what I'm not sure of. Because I feel like that I was arrested trying to get to her palace. But I don't know that for a fact.
What's this favor you need? It's late already. We'll be going to Nijima's palace, so I want to look into her. Things like her work ethic and relationships. It doesn't matter whether it's public or
Wow,
private.
Morgana's certainly nosy.
Those would help us come up with countermeasures in case we hit a roadblock in her palace. I can look up more, you know. Stuff like her repertoire of underwear.
I mean, you do you, Futaba.
A girl shouldn't say things like that. You tell her too.
That's very impressive.
don't fall for it. Ahem. Also, I may be overthinking it, but my voice... Ow!
Wait, what?
Same as always. Let me finish first. There's something else we want you to look into.
Interesting. This is the second time this has happened. I wonder what this represents. It's like a fade forward when there's something happening that they don't want me as the player to know about. Okay, game, you have to let me save. Now for today's trade news. First off, the investigation team has announced new progress in the search for the Phantom Thieves. Secondly, the opposition party has submitted a vote of no confidence regarding the current cabinet. But along with Legislator Shido's plan for a new party has sparked fears of government disbandment. Where are we meeting today? Oh, right, we never told where to meet up. At the courthouse. But where's that? Hint, the government office district. Kasumi Gaseki. Indeed. Oh, I've heard of that place. Never been there, though. Me neither. It's not somewhere normal people usually go. Whoa, just look at the map. It's impressive. Police Department, Ministry of Justice, Public Prosecutor's Office, and Public Security. The diet building's right near there, too. For real? What kind of scary place we going to? We won't get caught, right? Yeah, according to Akechi, our identities haven't been discovered yet. We'll plunge head first in enemy territory. Is the only contact with Akechi? We're going to meet him there. The only guard. It's like heading into the lion's den. Okay.
So this is the courthouse.
I'm not doing another hour.
You can tell it's a revolting building just by looking at it.
I'm not doing another hour-long episode just because they decided to skip a day and didn't even let me go to bed. So, guys, I will stop here. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you very much for being here.
On razor's edge now, what good for my life is over.